Hey friends, and welcome back to the Reddit Rainbow. I'm your host, Frenny, aka Friend the Human.
And it's Slappa.
And today sucked a lot. like a lot. Like
This week sucked a lot.
like a lot. Like a lot. I can't even explain to you without crying about it. Today sucked really bad. This week has sucked really bad. I can't wait for my Red Wars to begin because at this point I really believe that that's what the fuck is wrong with me. I'm really tired. I'm cranky. I'm irritable. I'm sad. I'm crying. You know what I'm saying? It's really rough. And I ripped off one of my nails because I just couldn't take it anymore. And in the midst of that, I ripped out a braid because I was having a whole panic attack. And that was awesome. So awesome. But anyway, also, I lost a contact. Yeah, I don't have a contact in, and I can't get it out either. This is by the grace of Jeebus that I was able to get that one out. So I will be using my phone today. So if you see a little bit of the vibes and delights or some words, just know that Frenny's out here struggling.
Legally blind.
But it'll be all right. But yeah, I woke up and the first thing I saw was people just throwing slurs around. Yeah, that was cool. Cool to see. And then just true to fashion, like I fucking said, several days ago, I think I said 3 days ago that, or it might have been yesterday, it might have been Monday. I don't even know what today is. It's Thursday. Anyway, but I literally just said, I made a video, I made a post about it, that people will come to Messenger to defend their friends or justify or apologize or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Your friend was being racist. I called them out. And then, oh, they fixed it. Thank you. But why were they so comfortable in
Just
the first
spouting
place?
off.
Why were they that comfortable? Until that can be answered, I don't want to see you. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around people who are around you. Okay? I don't know if maybe I'm just really heated. I'm really on high. You know what I'm saying? But I saw a lot of that today. And I saw a lot of fake allies all week. Like I I don't understand. I saw it's like people get it when they want to. It is. It's not like it is that people get it when they want to. They won't just because Jennifer Gardner. If y'all want to see that Jennifer Gardner video with Regina King, you know what? We're on our fucking podcast. I'm gonna show y'all what the fuck I saw. I want people to tell me, am I being fucking insane right now? Do y'all think that this is not okay? Hold on.
I grew up here in LA, born and bred. One of the few people that are born and bred in LA. So that's, I think, a very cool thing. And I kind of wear it on my chest very proudly because so many people say, oh, LA is this and LA is that. And I'm like, well, no, you're not from LA, so you don't really know it.
But do you know where your ancestors are from?
Well, yeah, we're part of the Triangle Slave Trade. And from Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Senegal. But my parents are both from the South, met each other here. To this day, I'm totally grateful my mom left. My mom was the one that was like, I am fucking out of this bitch, and I'm going to see what else is out there. And she came to LA. And
I like the way her face looked when Regina King started talking,
You started actually answering the question.
started
That's not
actually
the answer I
answering the
wanted.
question. She said, where is your family from? Where's your parents from? But Jennifer Gardner asked specifically about ancestors. She and I don't know, people were saying she looked the same the whole time. I don't know about that, man. Either she just got resting bitch face or something, because several people in the comment section were like, okay.
Yeah, she definitely has like a resting bitch face, but also she was very like pointedly when she started answering the question, you could tell she was like, "No, not that. No." And let her finish and then immediately asked about her ancestors.
And I just encourage you guys, like if y'all like Portia Noir, she honestly talks often about how to be purposeful with your words. I know that we talk shit and I know that we play a lot of games and we make a lot of jokes and shit, but that was one of those times to me where I believe she chose that word. She purposefully chose that word because Jennifer Gardner, to me, should be a little more aware. They say that she's one of the nicest celebrities. To me, if you're going to be a nice celebrity, that means you have to be kind of caught up on current events. You kind of have to know what's going on in the earth. Part of being a celebrity to me is part of being an influencer. You know what I'm saying? I am no celebrity. I'm not good at influencing as per my numbers, but I will say that the few people that do be seeing my videos, I be influencing, okay? Because I'm telling them what I think and what I feel and where it's coming from. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know how Jennifer Gardner didn't know that that was bad. And then just to find out that Jennifer Gardner's ex-husband lives on the plantation that his family owned slaves on, so his family were a bunch of slave owners.
Wow.
Yeah, I think she knows exactly what the fuck she said. I know exactly what the fuck she said,
Yeah.
and I don't give a singular shit what y'all say. I don't care. Be purposeful in your words. She knew what the fuck she said, and she said it loud as fuck. And people are screaming at black people, at BIPOC, at persons of color for even mentioning, like, just because she's nice, it doesn't mean she didn't fuck up. She fucked up.
That's
And
like
y'all
the
need to
politics of niceness.
yes, she fucked up. So she needs to atone for it. She needs to account. She apologized allegedly. I haven't seen it myself. I'll go look for it. But just know that that is a fucked up thing that she did. Okay? Just like Matthew Broderick like got you know what? Never mind. Okay. There it is. Anyway.
Gonna go on a whole
Anyway.
deep dive.
I'm upset because like that's what my whole day was like. The algorithm works. I started on Facebook and it was bad. My phone opened on Facebook. I didn't mean to open Facebook. It was just on it when I opened it. And then I get on TikTok and then I see that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a lot. It was a lot. And it seemed like my whole day was in just full of that. And so I got on with, so I was looking through the comments and I saw someone had recently posted that, y'all shouldn't be so mad at her. She's a good person and this, that, and the third. And so I responded to her and I was like, okay, but that was a really pointed question. You know what I'm saying? That there's no way that she didn't know. Everyone knows what a loaded question it is to fucking ask a black person where their ancestors are from, knowing full well that the African diaspora that happened, the transatlantic slave trade that happened, all of that is the same. We're all affected by it unless you migrated here with your family from Africa or somewhere else. You most likely are part of the African diaspora that was the transatlantic slave trade. If you're from South America, if you're from the Caribbean, I am so fucking tired, and that person had the audacity to have a watermelon in their fucking name. Okay, you can do both. You can give a fuck about Palestine, and you can also give a fuck about the atrocities that are happening on your fucking shores. Okay, you can do both. You can do both. She understood it for Palestinians, but she didn't understand it for a black person. Got it. Cool. This is the amount of rage that I have today. Like I am just like on the verge of tears. This is just a little bit of the rage that I dealt with today. Okay? On the verge of tears, crying tears. People are sucked. I don't even want to cry. That's how upsetting it is. I don't even want to cry, but I'm here crying because people are fucking awful. So that's what my day was like. That's what my weekend was like. That's why we've been a little quiet these last couple weeks. Because we've just been going through a lot. So we kind of just touched grass, or we at least tried to, because grass is gross. But anyway, I hope y'all know that we've been a little absent because we're trying to just like trying to touch grass, trying not to let things overwhelm us, only to be overwhelmed anyway. But all right. So, Slappa and I have been compiling stories for the last couple weeks. We found a couple that we were going to read, but a lot of them were deleted. That's all I want to say. What about you, Slappa?
I mean, there's a lot going on this week. So, what do you want to talk about first? We had a bridge get hit and fall apart. Diddy ran the country, and
He ran it?
he ran out the country. um, this whole Dan Schneider thing, that's kind of big.
Oh, I'm so sick of y'all asking about Amanda. Leave her the fuck alone. Y'all chased our ass off the internet years and years and years ago. Y'all need to leave her the fuck alone. Y'all didn't believe her back then. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, people were like, "Where was Amanda Bynes and the whole thing?"
I just like seeing her like moving on, doing shit.
Exactly.
She's getting
Let
her
that girl move on.
esthetician
Esthetician.
license.
Good for her. Honestly. I saw her trying out wigs and stuff. She had a really cool one. It was giving like Haley Williams. I'm not gonna lie, like the yellow. It was like fire. It was like yellow and red, and I really love that she's getting out there. And I just can't with people like, just like the people just being wildly obtuse, talking like doing slurs or acting like they don't understand why black people are offended that Jennifer Gardner asked for her ancestry. Like, y'all are being real annoying, you know what I'm saying? But like there's always gonna be those people, but I just hope that they don't discourage her. It's like the people who keep asking Rebecca Sugar about Black Diamond, and I'm just so frustrated. Like, please just leave them alone. Leave Rebecca Sugar alone. Leave Amanda alone. Y'all had an opportunity, but y'all chose to bully her. And I guess it's different now. This is honestly, you know what I was going to say is that when we were all kids, maybe that's what you thought was hot in the streets. Maybe that's what it was. But we're adults now. Maybe do something better. Don't be like, this isn't my Amanda Bynes. Do better. She was failed. Do better. She was failed by literally everyone all around her for her entire life. Let that woman move on. Let her. And
Let
be
her
happy.
do what she wants to do.
And be fucking happy.
Right.
Bro. Man, wear them damn wigs. Wear them so hard.
Yeah, the just amount of adults involved in all of the production of these shows, knowing what was happening.
And then we just watched that video about how like Pluto is going into Aquarius or something like that. In like the level of like all these reveals, like from Cat Williams to like the Nickelodeon thing to P. Diddy to Amanda Bynes, you know what I'm saying? Like to literally everything. Everything's coming out. Everything's coming out. And I am really excited, if I'm being honest with you, because I'm so I'm tired of drowning. Yeah, I think that we're all tired of drowning. And if this is the big year of big reveals and big changes, then please let it come what may. I am so tired. Also, I'm really terrified to see that Nickelodeon documentary. Did you watch it?
Nope.
I'm scared. I'm too scared. I'm not going to lie. So I'm not going to pretend like I know anything, but I will talk about what I have seen. And I've seen people bullying Amanda Bynes for over a year and a half at least. And I don't want to see any of my people doing that. I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I don't want to hear you say, oh, whatever. I already said what I wanted to say. Say what you need to say. Anyway, P. Diddy left all his kids to take the fall. And I gotta say, I
What?
don't know what else y'all thought he was gonna do. P Diddy,
Left his kids.
he left his kids
I
to
hadn't
take
heard
the
of that.
fall.
How are they
So
taking the fall?
so
Were
his
they
daughter,
involved?
the house that he bought with all that money, he put it in her name.
Oh, I mean,
It was like money laundering. Basically, all of the info, all the stuff that is connected to him was put through his children. His kids were there living at the house, so they got arrested. His kids' paperwork was all over everything, even though it was him footing the bill essentially. And y'all can correct me because I only skimmed through it, but I saw enough. But
I didn't know
basically,
that.
yes, he let his kids take the fall. He basically like threw a kid on the ground, like how I said that I would happily throw myself to the zombies, or if you would shoot me or something, so I didn't have to become a zombie. You know what I'm saying? I would sacrifice myself to let my family get away. He just sacrificed. He said, "Nope, nope, nope. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting a head start." You know what I'm saying? And then people were saying that there was a mole or somebody told him. I low key wonder, was it his own children who told him that they had heard something? Like maybe one of the maids, one of the staff.
I just assume people that rich know somebody in the police force.
Well, whoever it was, somebody gave the heads up and he got the fuck out of there and left his kids to take the fall. I thought that shit was crazy. What about you though? Like I've never liked Puff Daddy. Ever since he started trying to change his name to like P Diddy, Puff Lion, whatever the fuck it was. Like I know Snoop Lion happened at one point, but you know what I'm saying? Like he started changing his name. He was trying to reinvent himself, and I never understood why. He always made me uncomfortable too. He always made me R. Kelly levels of uncomfortable. Like Faith Evans, isn't
Mm.
that her name? Like whenever was his name Biggie was murdered, and he immediately hit the track and like did a song with her, but the whole time in the music video and the whole time in the song, it felt like to me that he was trying to get a little too fucking close. You know what I mean? Like remember we saw videos of like women who had been in horrific car accidents, or they ran off the road and they'd be like in hysterics and crying, and then in two different stories, two different people told who don't know each other, said that a man got out of the car or stopped, pulled over, and was like, "Hey, are you okay? I saw you get on the side of the road, or I saw you crash. Can I have your number?" That's like, like creepy dude. Like all up in your grill. She just lost her husband. You know what I'm saying? She just lost her fucking man. And then here he is. I like this right here. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 or whatever the song, I fucking don't remember. Anyway, but like he always does like something in the beginning where he like whispers sensually in the microphone, and I did not like the way he did that on that song, All Night. What was that song? I think it was All Night.
I don't know.
You don't know what song I'm talking about?
I don't know Puff Daddy songs like that.
I don't know Puff Daddy songs like that either, but I just know that he touches everything. Hold on, let me find it. Faith Evans.
I like this right here.
Okay.
Better boy. No, you don't stop. Faith. 99.
Anyway, so that's what I'm talking about. Why was he breathing like that when she just lost her husband? That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, like just stuff like that. Anyway, so he always has struck me as just a really gross dude, like on R. Kelly levels of scary. That's all I was gonna say.
I agree.
Did you
I think
feel?
it's just crazy that he got out. Like, you dodged the FBI? It's pretty insane.
I thought those were the ones you couldn't hide from.
Right. It's a little too coincidental
Yeah.
that he was able to just fly away from that.
Yeah, like no, for sure though. But anyway,
Oh,
so
and speaking of coincidental
oh
things, the bridge that got hit by that boat.
oh my gosh.
I've heard a lot of conspiracies. The most recent one I heard was the person who owned the company that was using the boat or owned the boat was Angela Chow, Mitch McConnell's sister-in-law or whatever that died recently. But that's
What?
been disproven.
Oh, okay.
But like just the fact that these are kind of believable conspiracies, like I could see that happening. Like the fact that like so many people are like maybe the government did this because it's a
What
Singaporean
stake would
ship or
she have?
something.
Yes, like the Singapore thing is.
Like
But
it
what I
is
don't.
owned by Singapore.
What? But what about the Angela Chow thing? Why would she?
It was like some conspiracy that like she just died and then they used her company's boat to set up something. And they like
Oh.
supposedly they killed her off to do this. But that's not
Oh,
even
that's some
true.
2012 type shit.
Right.
Yo, y'all know that's like one of my favorite movies. Like,
But I mean, I'm kind of like it's kind of upsetting how much coverage this is getting and how little coverage all of anything happening in Palestine has gotten,
oh my gosh.
right? Like I've seen more TikToks about this than I've like ever seen since October 7th about Israel genociding.
That's a little alarming, very alarming. What are they doing? Somebody said, I think the real Eric Lewis or somebody said, y'all look at the headlines underneath the news stories because there's something going on. I will say that I heard about the Singaporean thing. That was the first thing I heard from an Australian network. I didn't even hear that from the States. I heard that from Australia. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they were really quick to say that it's a Singaporean government or the Singapore owns this thing. And I like found this video. I was gonna make a video about it, but then my views started dipping in like unreasonable amounts, and I just like kind of gave the fuck up. And like that's another reason why this week was like high key like really fucking hard, because I like even if I do talk about things, I don't know if y'all are gonna see them. And I was gonna find the video of like that senator asking the dude, the what's his name, the what's the dude, the owner of TikTok, CEO of TikTok, Shu Shu Chu. So the CEO of TikTok is from Singapore, and it's very very coincidental that a Singaporean ship hit a major bridge, causing a major disaster, and it's from Singapore. And so is the CEO of TikTok, which they're trying to ban. And that was my immediate first thought is first, why didn't I hear this from American news, which we already know all about American news anyway, but still, why didn't I? And two, why did they immediately say that it was like a Singaporean ship, knowing that we're in the midst of finding out if they're like banning TikTok or not. You know what I'm saying? And TikTok is from Singapore. Like you that is reasonable. People out here saying I did see one theory where they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I did see one theory where I heard that somebody was like, "Man, that bridge folded just a little too easy."
Oh my god.
It's a fucking tanker, bro. Like
I hate I hate when people do that. Like they did that with 9/11 like there's no way that tower fell that easy. They had to set that up. Like really, bro?
but I mean just like on like the most basic of levels, airplane go big fast, full of jet fuel. Hit building.
Yeah, but
Like
jet fuel can't melt steel beams because of course the only way buildings fall over is that the steel beams melt. Like no, like you
Like-
injure a building enough, especially when it's very high and with many
Yes.
stories above it.
right, and gravity.
The weight is gonna help it out. Okay?
Gravity.
It don't take an entirely melted layer of steel for a building to fall down. You just weaken it enough, and the weight cannot be sustained.
That shit was crazy. Like I saw people was just like like if you can understand that an 18 wheeler that's full, because there is a difference, because you see, like, we watch a lot of car crash videos because that's like some of my comfort. I know people say that's anxiety, but to me there's just like a comfort in watching those videos, and I don't know why. But anyway, but like, a truck driver is going to say, I was 17,000 pounds, 18,000 pounds. That person was lucky I was empty that day. You know what I'm saying? You see that all the time in those car crash videos. You see that all the time in those like near miss videos. You know what I'm saying? If you can understand that a fucking 18 wheeler that's weighed all the way down, full up, 26 feet, you know what I'm saying? That you understand that that shit is heavy and hard to stop. What the fuck do you think a boat that's like, that can fit like 80 trucks
Semi
on, like semi
trailers.
trucks, like filled to the brim with
Right.
26 foot? And like, you know what's worse is that's what's on the tankers is the fucking the 26-foot long trailers that are full most of the time. That's what the tankers are usually carrying. Okay, so if you can understand that a diesel has a hard time stopping when it's going 75 fucking miles an hour, then I hope you understand that a fucking like a ship chock full to the brim, hitting a bridge at low speed will fuck some shit up. Okay?
Yeah. And
Like
also, like, if
steel, like bent,
you've ever
like
like
rubber.
been on a boat on a pond or a lake or something, you will quickly realize how hard it is to just stop your boat. Period. Like, even if you're not going fast at all, to just stop and not start drifting one way or another is very hard to do. And especially probably really hard to do when all your power goes out on your boat.
Right. The power went out on the boat. It was very visible. And even it doesn't matter. Maybe maybe we're buying into it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was just all a ruse. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter still stands that at the barest of minimums, that a ship full of cargo moving at any amount of speed is going to create enough force to fuck you up. And it's not going to stop either. It's going to keep the fuck going. Because even if a ship approaches you at a slow speed, can you stop it? Can you reach out and put your hand out and be like, swipe or no swiping? Can you make it just like boop? No. You can't just stop a ship. Even in the Titanic. You know what I'm saying? So funny. We're talking about anyway. Even on the Titanic, when they tried to do a full stop, it doesn't you it takes more than that. When you drop the anchor, it has to catch. You know what I mean? People just aren't using all of their pistons, it feels like.
I feel like they
And or maybe why?
They just don't have enough.
Oh, I guess I'm running with a V6 or nah. Like, what's better? Like, I would say a V8 is the highest I would go by myself. You know what I'm saying? On something that's not like a supercar, which is like a V10, V12 engine. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, are we just running on like V8s and other people are driving around with their little four bangers? I have a four banger. Okay, my little Toyota Corolla.
Four bangers will get you there, okay?
It'll get you there, but I
So-
don't know. Maybe y'all, some of these people out here are
Little
running
Scooty
out in
Puff
like
Juniors.
two Scooty Puff Junior. Need a little Scooty Puff Senior.
50cc.
Super slow on Mario Kart looking ass. Man, I'm finna lap the fuck out of y'all if y'all don't catch the fuck up. God damn, y'all better put them little red wheels on. Put them red wheels and the clouds on your cart and let's go. Like, goddamn. Oh, and the fucking New York guy, One Punch Man, they're calling him sometimes.
Oh, did you see they caught him? It was
They
I forgot that it was
did.
like Skibobby. He's like a personality in New York, and apparently he's just been hating women forever. But people are like, I didn't think he would take his hatred of women this far. But yeah, he just went on a punching women spree.
Are people confirming that?
And who's
Because someone told me that a dude literally walked up to her, apologized,
what's his
and then
name?
hit her.
Um, let's see. Yeah, his name was Skibaki Stora. He is a frequent candidate for like New York offices, but he doesn't win. He's run for mayor and stuff.
Oh
Um,
gosh, the mayor of New York sounds scary. But anyway, but
hold
like
on.
that shit was scary.
Who's
Like just hearing that so many women were getting punched in the face. People and like you know what's even weirder to me though is like that people were discounting these women that were getting hit in the face. No, like the person didn't like what was her name like Ray or Roe. She got hit in the face with a fucking brick just for saying no. You know, but y'all can't believe that some fucking asshole is doing that. I don't know, man.
because people kept talking about this guy being the grandson of Marcus Garvey.
It says that he was the founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, formed in Jamaica in July of 1914. His main teachings are unity, pride in the African heritage, and complete autonomy.
Yo,
So his grandson,
he Marcus Garvey broke off from W.E.B. Du Bois. Be,
Du Bois.
Du Bois because he wanted to work with the KKK in the entrance of advancing their shared goal of racial separatism.
Oh,
Yeah. So
well, I can see why they
that's
wow.
yeah, that's a lot.
What a scope because I found that he was like all about African rights,
But he wanted
but he
to
also wanted
separate.
to stay separate. So, you know that's like a thing that's like a hotep thing.
Yeah.
So, is he like a hotep,
It's
like a
like
super hotep, like the
the
OG hotep?
origin.
He's the OG hotep, and that's that Dr. Umar type shit too.
Yeah.
People keep saying Dr. Umar sounds smart, but when you really start understanding what the fuck he's talking about, he is talking a lot of shit. A lot of bullshittery, okay? Now, some of what he says is interesting, but should be best taken with a grain of salt, okay? And it sounds like this dude, wow. Just, wow. Anyway, grand rising my asshole, man. That's crazy. But also, I don't know about all that. I myself heard so many stories and they all sound different to me. Maybe he's just taking the fall.
He got arrested. That's all we know so far.
It looks like he's black too.
Yeah.
How convenient. Anyway, you people are fucking embarrassing, okay? Like, absolutely goddamn embarrassing.
Fucking embarrassing! Fucking embarrassing!
Fucking embarrassing.
Fucking embarrassing! Fucking embarrassing! Fucking embarrassing!
Oh, well, that's embarrassing.
So I showed you that Letterkenny clip. I hope to to just because I just want to talk about people who are just fucking embarrassing. Like this whole week, this whole everything has just been absolutely like anger inspiring, and I just have no words. I don't know. Okay. So first, we're gonna read three stories. I haven't read any of these stories, if I'm being totally honest with you. I chose them, I started reading them, and then I don't know what's actually in them. So if you want to put some trigger warnings, let's put the trigger warnings. I'm really not sure what we're about to get into, and that's fucking embarrassing. Anyway, all right, so let's go with the first one. Also, I hope this works. Like, we're not trying to show you guys the whole thing, but if you want to follow along with us. The first story I'm going to read, my female 45 husband, male 48, bought our. I was trying to read that and then I realized I can't fucking see that far. So I should probably just use my phone. Again,
It's green.
it's green. So don't make fun of me too much.
Man, my
Fucking
hair.
embarrassing.
I got an aura.
You got a good aura going. So I'm going to read from my phone, and I do appreciate you guys. All right. So, my female 45 husband, male 48, bought our neighbor's female 22 subscription. Fucking disgusting. Anyway, sorry for the odd title. It took me a few tries to get this through. Hope everyone understands what it means. I've been married to my husband for 22 years and have 3 kids, 16, 17, and 19. I've always thought that we had. Let me just put this shit in my face because I'm not finna front with y'all. I can't see shit. All right, so I've been married to my husband for 22 years and have 3 kids, 16, 17, and 19. I've always thought that we have a good relationship. He's an incredibly charming and funny guy. All my friends thinks he's incredible. Because of how charming and good he is with women, we've had some issues over the years. That's the first red flag. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the second, because first of all, you came to Reddit. So that's the first red flag. And then we've had some issues over the years. A few years ago, he confessed to an emotional affair with a coworker. They were getting lunch together and got really close.
Over lunch?
He ended things when she said she loved him and was going to leave her husband for him. Brad's the husband,
Brad.
that they never slept together. Brad claims that they never slept together. I hope. Okay, listen. For the people on Spotify who couldn't see my face, I fucking mean mugged the shit out of that statement. I was like, really? Just the side eye
He's
went
so
crazy.
charming. She's just leaving her husband.
So
for him.
charming. Listen.
He's just such a cool guy to talk to over lunch.
Right, like there's no way. There's no way I'm blowing my marriage up. There's no way I'm blowing up everything that I've built in the last 11 years just because we had a good lunch together. Man.
You just don't know who Brad is, all right?
Oh,
This
my
guy-
bad. Do you
this
know a
guy's
Brad? Do you know a Brad? Do you know a
Not
Brad
anymore,
out there?
I guess.
Do y'all know a Brad?
If you know a Brad, check in on him, all right?
Right. Right. You know what I just thought about is there is one at my job and he's like a fucking asshole. Like,
You better not go to lunch with him.
no, never. And also, I'm pretty sure he pretends I don't exist. So
That's the charm.
yeah. Like I mean it too. And oh, remember I told you about that controversy where that manager was trying to get one of my coworkers fired? Brad.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, Brad claims they never slept together, but I couldn't know for sure. I had some serious doubts, and it took a lot of therapy to get through that. I feel like he gaslit her, like into thinking that she was wrong.
Yeah.
And so she went to therapy and
Yep.
found out that she was not, in fact, wrong. All right, cool. And then so we also moved states and got a new job because of it. Damn, y'all had to literally pick up and move on? Nah.
That's too much, dude.
I don't believe you, ma'am. I'm sorry, honey. I don't believe you. I think that a lot more happened.
Yeah, if he had to get a whole new job because of that, definitely a lot was happening.
And I kind of low-key wonder, like, was it voluntary?
Right. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah. Oh, my bad. Yeah. We were on the same page. My brain is my brain and my thoughts are my thoughts.
My brain is my brain and my thoughts are my thoughts. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can get him Friday.
Think I got it covered for the weekend. You be thinking hard on the weekend. Oh no. I don't know. I fucking got lost immediately in the lyrics. But anyway, I thought things were going well until last week. I needed to have a Zoom call for a volunteer job I do. I asked to use his computer and he got it set up for me. During the meeting, there was a link shared that I clicked. That's bad IT cybersecurity
You
practice.
don't just click links.
Yeah. But we move on. I clicked it. I closed the tab, but after the meeting, I needed to open it again. I went into the history and saw a link to a site where you subscribe to women. I clicked on the link and the profile was our neighbor Lauren, naked and messaging
Naked.
my husband. From their messages, it's clear she doesn't know it's him, but he for sure has to know that it's her. He tells her in detail what he would do to her. I had to go throw up in the bathroom after reading that.
That Charmer Brad.
Charmer Brad, like Farmer Brad.
No.
Oh no, because he's sowing the seeds of an emotional affair with a OnlyFans person or whatever subscription site it is.
What's that mean? It's hard work, but someone's got to do it.
Well, I haven't told Brad that I know. I'm not even sure how to bring it up or what I should do. Right now, I want to leave, but I'm unsure if that's an overreaction. I can't sleep or eat, and I'm not doing well.
I think you should leave at that point.
Yeah. Has anyone ever dealt with this situation before? Should I tell him I know or just leave? Edit. More details. Someone in a DM asked how much money he spent. I hadn't thought about that. Finally figured it out over the last half hour. He does our finances and hid the transactions a bit. It ends up that over the 6 months, it's $2,467.86. So about $2,500. We are wealthy, but that is a lot of money, right?
I mean, I feel like if you found out he's been like hiding the shit from you too, like purposely putting bullshit transactions in there or something, that's like a whole other layer of like you should leave now because he's gonna keep doing this.
It reminds me of that story we read just like, just offhanded. And I was like, there was like a dude who bought an $87,000 truck and then told his girlfriend that he was about to move in with that he bought it, and then he lied and it was actually 95,000. And Slappa pointed out to me that that dude was doing boy math. Explain yourself.
Yeah, that's boy math because he was about to save on rent. So actually, he had just extra money he could spend every month now that he was going to be saving on rent.
Well, actually.
So that was a free truck in reality. Like, that was free money. What else are you going to do but buy a big truck with it, right? Boy math.
Money. Money. Why are you doing the money song? Boy math. Money. I'm just saying, like, if he was willing to lie about something so... I'm just saying, like, if he was willing to lie about this, like... there's a lot more going on. If he was willing to lie about even having the subscription in the first place and was able to hide it, what else is he hiding from you? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we already know he was hiding his affair.
Right, and the depths of how deep that affair went.
Right.
Because when I tell you guys that I have been there, I have been a cheater. Okay, I've cheated on my ex-husband because I'm not trying to justify what I'm trying to say, but I'm just saying it took a lot for me to get there in the first place, And some people are just fucking disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like the OP's husband is fucking disgusting, right? Fucking embarrassing. But anyway, but the other person, the wife, the woman who was willing to leave her husband, it took me a lot to even get there in the first place. You know what's even worse though is like it's like just something disgusting about like purposefully seeking someone out like that. Like for example, like this is their neighbor. So that I'm sorry, that's really close. You're telling
Yeah, I wonder how he would have like ran across her account. You know what I mean?
Right. Did he just come across her account because he just hangs out on it? Is there some sort of addiction that's underneath the surface? Like maybe he has like a porn addiction or a corn addiction or something? Does he have like or maybe he was fucking stalking her. You know what
I
I'm
could
saying?
believe that one. Like, if he's like stalking her, he's gonna look at her like whatever she gives him, their neighbors.
Or
Like,
like,
here's
what if,
my Facebook,
yeah, like, here's my
and
Facebook,
just
here's
goes from there.
Facebook is attached to Instagram, and what do people post on their Instagram? Usually the scanty photos. And then he probably went on a deep dive, you know what I'm saying? And then just to know that that's your neighbor, right? So that means that he could easily have access to hurt her, sleep with her, because it's a mutual thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more than that. And then, not to mention, like, why does he want to see her naked? That's your fucking neighbor. I'm sorry. That's weird. I don't want to see my goddamn neighbors naked. I know we have the neighbors who like to be naked in the windows. That's on you, baby. I'm not looking, though. Okay. But also, like, I know somebody who's done this.
You know a guy?
I do. He who shall not be named. I don't even say his name in really real life. Like, even with Slappa, like, I do you even know what his name is? You do? Okay. Probably because my family told you what his name was. I don't know if I've actually ever
You
told
told
you.
me. You showed me
I
the
have.
yearbook.
Oh, okay. So, did I utter the word though?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was about to say, it's been a long time since I've said that dude's name. I wasn't saying that dude's name before I married my abusive ex. That's how long I've not been saying this dude's name, okay? He's a horrible piece of shit. Not just because of what I went through with being 16 and having the big A word, you know what I'm saying? Not only because of that, that's who that is, but because of the way that he used to prey on our younger friends, like the sophomore and the freshman. He was always fucking going for them, and I never understood why. It's fucking weird, man. Like, you're like, people were telling me, why don't you just get back together with him? Because he's chasing children. The fuck, ew, weirdo. Anyway, but still, one of my close friends, or I guess we're not really friends anymore, but that's okay. You know, people come and go. But one of my old friends who used to do OnlyFans, you know, OF or whatever's YouTube, who gives a shit? Anyway, so she has one, and oh, no, it was Snapchat. It was Snapchat, and he would subscribe to her. His wife would find out. The wife would send unhinged messages to my friend, and then she would block her from his phone. He would change his number, change his Snapchat, all this other shit. And then a few months will go by, and guess who's back? He's been doing that since we graduated high school.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's like one level of it, but this guy was talking to her. Like, I feel like that's a step up in the like fucked up shit you could be doing to your neighbor.
Oh, like, act like in real life he was
Like,
talking to
it's
her.
one thing just to be paying for it, but then he's like messaging her on the account and like anonymously being creepy.
Oh, that dude did that too.
Oh,
So we had a friend who, you know, she has the goodies, and
Tell
he
your
paid
story.
for her. So that same friend also had all the goodies. Anything you could think of, she could get it for you. You know what I'm saying? But he was talking to her. He was messaging her, you know, saying nice tits, nice body, you know. I've seen the messages. Like, he would just like it, put the heart emojis, like all that shit, all of it, save it, screenshot it. He would do all of it. And then he would also be like, hey, I need some from you. And then he would get some from her house. So he would actively go over there and get from her, and was paying for her subscription, and going against his wife, and literally everything else. And he's been doing that for decades at this point. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's like fucking sickening to me? What's even worse is that person, that poor girl, was remember, if you've heard me tell the story of the A word, people were like hounding me to get back with him. I couldn't. Okay, I couldn't. So he moved on eventually, right? After begging and failing, and people finally left me the fuck alone. He finally moved on, and he started dating his now wife. And, you know, granted, I don't know if they're still together, but as of like at least 2 years ago, they were. So like, so his wife was 2 years younger than us, so she was like a sophomore to our senior, and she used to spread rumors about me. So the people, like I said, that would make my life fucking miserable, it was people like her. She was the one spearheading a lot of the campaign. Her and her brother, his brothers, and her were all like spreading rumors about me and making my high school life really fucking miserable. And then that same person would call me on my Razor phone and say that I was unhinged and ridiculous and crazy. But I'm just like, man, I haven't even been talking about him. I'm like out here fucking dudes, stealing people's virginity, just being an absolute succubus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not worried about him, okay? And you know what's even crazier still is that when we moved into that apartment before we found out we were pregnant with our daughter, guess who lived there?
Oh, really?
Yes, I saw her taking the trash out, and then I saw her walking her dogs
Oh, I didn't even know that.
often. I think she knew it was me too, but I never acknowledged her. I was just like, nope, 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 nope. And then, even worse still, she like followed me on Instagram like right when I started doing TikTok. She found my TikTok, I blocked her. She found my Instagram, I blocked her. She made another one, I blocked her again. Like, yo, if you're gonna put yourself in a backup, maybe don't put your fucking face and your children in the backup photos. I'm just saying. Anyway,
What
but
is with people?
I do not know. So that chick, I feel so bad for her, but she's in for a world. She's been in a world of hurt, and I don't know if she's found the courage to leave yet. You know what I mean? And what's worse is she like popped out like more and more children. Like all those kids are under the age of 10. You know what I mean? So even if she wanted to leave, she couldn't, you know? So like good times, good times. This is where that story is headed. That lady is going to be in for a world of hurt. She's already in a world of hurt. He's been gaslighting her about what he's been doing with these women. You remember that goddamn story, the South Korean woman? There was like a black woman who told a story about like a Korean man who was like chasing her in the street. Hey, where are you? Where have you been? Where have you been? And then it turns out that he chases this girl down. She's like in her mid 20s, and he's like her dad's age, just an old man chasing her down. Where are you? Where have you been? Where have you been? To a complete stranger. And then it turns out that the reason why he was chasing her was so he could tell her, if I had known that women like you were going to come to Korea, I would never have married my wife. You're really pretty. And then she was like, where's your wife? And then he was like, she's right there. And that poor woman who was running a kimbap stand was chasing him and her down the street. Come back before she reports you like the other one did. Do you want to go to jail again? And that's how the video ended. Like, y'all are doing the most. I bet you that's how your husband is too, to the OP of this story. I'm pretty sure your husband is seeking women out and making them uncomfortable and being fucking weird. And if she's and he's like fucking any bitch he can. I'm a little unhinged right now. I know that was a lot. Anyway, enough of that story. And all the things that I had with it, y'all. Like I saw that story and I was like, oh my gosh, I know somebody who fucking does that. And then it just kind of went through a rabbit hole, and like I was going to read it, but like, yeah. Anyway, it's time for Slapper's Choice. Slapper's Choice.
All right. Story I'm reading is Caught My Wife Cheating and It's Brought Me Relief. I'm released from the turmoil.
Oh.
About 2 months ago, my wife expressed her desire for a divorce. She was unhappy in our marriage and felt that I didn't support her emotional needs. I was too cold and too negative. I was shocked to the core, and our marriage was foundational to my identity. I have been a faithful husband for over 9 years, a great provider, And we've got 3 kids, 8, 6, and sure, we've had our problems, but it wasn't anything that we couldn't work through. I pleaded to give me a chance to work on myself and to go to marriage counseling, so she agreed to the counseling. The next month was the hardest of my life. I spiraled into a deep depression, trying to understand how I had screwed up so bad that my wife was ready to end our marriage. She was so hurtful in the way she constantly brought up my failures over the past 10 years, our incompatibility, her unwillingness to forgive, etc.
So he's saying their incompatibility and her unwillingness to forgive. I feel like that wording is very purposeful because maybe she's not ready to forgive, or she's done trying, so she's not wanting to forgive.
I threw myself into getting better. I sought help with the depression, started Zoloft. I read everything I could find on reconciling a marriage. I apologized and took responsibility for the pain I've caused, but it was never enough. It just pushed her further away.
Or was she being pushed away because she was done trying and now you wanted to try now that y'all were divorcing?
Right. Or she was like literally just trying to leave you and didn't want to say that. So she was just making up excuses. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure it'll come out if we just read, right?
I don't know how to do that.
Then she backed me into a corner. She called my family to get them to help me, telling them I was suicidal. I wasn't. She wanted me to move in with my parents so I could work on myself, using our relationship as incentive to move out. I'm thinking she's just making excuses at this point. We can't get better until you get better. She threatened to withhold our children, saying we're too unstable to be alone with the kids. I won't keep them from you. You can have supervised visits. She also threatened to have me evicted. We live on her family's farm, so she could stay in the event of a divorce, but I couldn't. She said her mom was going to send an eviction notice.
What did you do? What is the context? Your caginess is setting me off.
A few weeks ago, I finally started to seek guidance from friends, family, and a couple of attorneys. They couldn't understand her unwillingness to reconcile our marriage. We had a great thing going. Did you?
Right. Like, obviously not.
Finally, an attorney suggested I hire a private investigator. It's legal to track the car she drives and look at the calls and text logs with our cell provider.
Okay, we're getting into narcissist territory. And maybe she said that y'all were trying to. Okay, I'm just going to stop because, like, this is giving a lot of narcissist red flags. Like my friends who need help, like they hired that guy who's stalking them, hired a PI. Remember, we read a story in which the guy wanted to make a private investigator show him that his wife was cheating on him so that he could divorce her, but she turned out to be a really good woman who was nice to homeless people. You know what I mean? This sounds like he's the bad guy, but let's go.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Come on, baby.
Let's keep going.
Give me a kiss, motherfucker.
I haven't hired a PI, but I did look into her cell records. She started texting another man about 3 weeks before she brought up divorce. Damn. Is that Brad? He's extremely wealthy, with children the same age. Wait, what were the ages of those kids? Hold up. All right. No, these are young kids. His were old. He's extremely wealthy with children the same age and is going through a divorce himself. She's been talking with the same attorney he's using for his divorce. Damn.
That dude making all the money.
got a double right there. Shit. I wonder how often that happens with lawyers.
A lot.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure that, like, even like in Juno, she was representing both of them. So what was her, like, good Rouse? Like, Gert Rouse or something like that. That bitch was making bonko.
Last week, I ordered a GPS tracking device to put in her car. It will It arrived at my office yesterday, so I charged it up and figured out the app. When I got home, I put the tracker in her glove box.
I'm pretty sure that phones often tell you when something's tracking you now.
Yeah, you can definitely scan.
Now, anyway.
Like you can see it.
Like whenever I'm at my job parking lot, it always says that there are AirPods,
AirPads.
AirPods nearby. But by the time I leave, it's gone. And then like if I go get gas or something, like it doesn't come back. You know what I mean? So like most of the time, if you have an iPhone or something, it will say something. So that poor woman. But regardless.
She told me she was going to see her friend last night. A few girls were getting together to have some wine and adult conversation. They needed some girl time. I feel like he just wrote that 3 times. After the kids went to bed, she showered, put on makeup, and left the house around 8. She normally goes to bed at 9, so this was strange. She's going out. I pulled up the tracking app. She didn't go to her friend's house. She went to the man's house she had been texting for 2 months. She stayed.
How do you know that dude's address?
Ooh, that's a good question. She stayed until after midnight before coming home. It all makes sense now. The unwillingness to reconcile, the regular overnights at her mom's house, 2 miles from his house. I believe she's been cheating for a while.
All right. Sorry about that, sir.
The proof of cheating has actually provided. This isn't proof, though, actually.
Right. Like it just kind of sounds like she was already mentally checked out and started to act on her checking out.
Well, I mean, like you're right.
You
How
don't
does he know? How does he know that's a guy's house? So.
Oh, maybe in the text messages. But even still, again, it took a lot for me to check that far out of my marriage for me to like go sleep with someone else, even regularly. You know what I'm saying? Like it was only one person. I hope y'all know that. But still, it took a lot for me to even get there in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So how long has she been mentally checked out? You know what I'm saying? How long and also what were the things that she was bringing up to you? You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't tell us anything. So like she's wrong. I was wrong. Okay. But also, it sounds like you're not taking responsibility for your part in this. And if your whole personality is your marriage, I know that you was like, if you leave me, I'll go my love. You know what I'm saying? And that's why she called you suicidal. Like that's what I'm saying. Like all of this is a massive red flag to me.
Yeah, it's really vague and kind of tinged with that. I don't know. When I hear stories like that, like your story, I'm like you were in the wrong, but also I feel no sorrow for the dudes in this situation because every time I've heard this story, it's been like a reason you drove your wife or girlfriend away. They should have just left you, but
You can see the parts.
like there's a difference when they're just doing it because that's what they like to do and they're doing it to get away from you.
I feel like I agree with that. And again, not to make excuses for myself or anybody who's done this, you know what I'm saying? But like I did it because he was mentally and emotionally and physically abusing me. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted, like I was already on my way out. I knew I was going to divorce him. I just didn't know how or when or anything like that. And then I was like believing that I was as ugly and fat as he was telling me. And so I just decided to flirt with somebody one day who I knew would reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? I started acting on urges, you know what I mean? Because he said I was so fucking ugly. If I'm so fucking ugly, then how come these guys are paying attention to me? You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not saying I'm not wrong, but I definitely was trying to test the waters for a different reason. You know what I mean? I wasn't just trying to be hurtful. I was trying to see would I be okay out there, essentially. Not that it makes it any better.
All right. In
Which, by the way, if you're out there and you're cheating, you will be okay out there, I promise. Anyway.
Yeah, just leave.
Just
Just
leave.
leave.
Just leave.
You'll
Please.
be all right.
Just
You
leave.
found this one piece of shit.
Right.
You could try to find a better one next time. But it's not hard to find men. They out there. Desperate.
And lots of horny ladies, too.
They're harder to get. They're shy. In South Carolina, you cannot get alimony if you committed adultery, and you can avoid the requirement to live separately for 1 year before divorce. The burden of proof is quite low, basically just inclination and opportunity. I'm going to retain an attorney today and serve her with divorce papers as soon as I have adequate proof. Well, yeah, you got to get some proof. Like, I don't feel like this is proof of much. I'm no longer stuck trying to save our marriage.
What a flip.
Right, I'm done now. I see she's not the woman I thought she was. She's been manipulating me, gaslighting me into thinking I'm the problem. Can we get the other side?
Caught my wife cheating and it's brought me relief. So he wrote that whole post to be like, oh, my wife. He just crying the whole story about his wife and how she's not trying. But now he's happy because he doesn't have to try no more?
Pretty much.
Bitch, man. I cannot believe that.
You don't believe him?
No, I do not believe him at all.
I mean, I don't believe that he's not an issue, but I believe he's tracking her and shit.
What the fuck?
People are fighting.
People are what?
But Reddit does be like this. If there's any hint that woman bad, you're going to get some comments. You're going to get all these guys coming out the woodwork to be like, yes, get that woman. She bad. I hope she's upset at this. Make sure you get all the money you can, because woman bad.
I am very deeply surprised that...
passport, bro.
What?
Stories like this inspire men to get a passport and leave. Yeah, like you post any story where woman does bad, these dudes come out.
I can't even believe what I've read. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I know I am, you know what I mean? But like all of that just screamed red flag to me. All of that just screamed like, why aren't you telling us what the fuck she was saying?
Right.
Why aren't you telling us what you did?
You're not gonna tell
like
us.
you're not gonna tell you what the argument was.
What was it about?
What
She was just mad.
What you said that it's your whole personality, but now all of a sudden you're happy she's leaving. How are people believing that? Is there an update to that? I'm going to look at that but y'all tell me, you know, because I'm not infallible. Like, I mean, I'm not like perfect in any way, shape or form. If you think that, I don't know, I think that's full of red flags. But if you don't, all right, understood. And I'll listen to you. I'll believe you. I mean, I'll understand. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not an idiot. I'm not an asshole. I'm going to be like, no, you're fucking wrong. There's only one way to interpret. No. If y'all think I'm underreacting or something, all right. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry. That seemed really suspicious. And notice that it was in the divorce subreddit. You know what I'm saying? The only times I've ever seen
that's a terrible subreddit.
Yes, the only thing I've ever seen come out of divorce is usually really fucked up assholes like that. It's the same thing like with kind of like how we don't go to what's that one I told you that I went on a landlord subreddit.
Oh no.
And it was just full
of landlords?
Full of landlords being disgusting. And that's what the divorce is riddled with. Angry men, lonely men, passport
Bitter
bros.
men.
That's what it's full of. So that again, I'm probably trying to justify my own, but like I don't think I am like high key, but I get it. I'm okay with that. We do have one more story. This one fucks me up because this dude started showing his true colors when his ex showed up with a baby bump. So this one's called My Female 30 Boyfriend Male 40
Whoops.
Sus. Refused to sign his divorce papers because his ex showed up with a baby bump. Listen, in the state of Texas, if you are pregnant, you can't get divorced until you have the baby. So, to me, that seems really suspicious. Like, just based on that title alone, I'm not saying it's his baby or this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? But I am like, why is he so mad about it, first of all? And second of all, if you know that in your state that you can't get divorced if you're pregnant, why did she show up visibly pregnant like that? You know what I'm saying? I myself, maybe I'm just a piece of shit. I'm starting to think that I'm a piece of shit. Because when I divorced my ex, my abusive one, we were pregnant. Because he held me hostage for 2 years. He wouldn't sign the papers or anything. We had just found out we were pregnant, and I was starting to show a little, like enough that I could hide it under a like flowy dress. And it was winter, so I was wearing layers. So that was great. Slappa like got them. He like bought the documents. He printed them. He gave them to me. He told me what parts to put and made sure that I knew what parts to make him do. And I went to that courthouse hiding my pregnant belly and said that I was not pregnant. I never have been pregnant, at least with him. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I mean? Like I said, I shut the fuck up because I wanted out. So if she showed up like that, I kind of low key wonder, did she show up like that on purpose? And also, I'm saddened, or is it saddened, or very concerned about his reaction if she was in fact pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if they've been divorced for a while? What if they have been separated for years, like we were?
What if we read?
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm moody. My boyfriend and I, oh shit. My boyfriend and I have been together for a bit over a year now. He was married before and they broke up because my boyfriend wanted children. This was this was a couple years ago. Now that they've been separated for 2 years, and
This really keeps getting. I thought it was like, oh, they've been apart a year, but now she's pregnant. Now it's 2 years and she's pregnant.
so hold on. So now that they've been separated for 2 years, but they've been together for one. Okay. But if they've been separated for 2 years, it's definitely not his baby.
Or is it?
Let's continue with the Reddit rainbow. Anyway, so this was a couple years ago. Now that they've been separated for 2 years and can start divorcing, when I met him, he was honest with me about him wanting children, a dream I shared with him. He hadn't seen or talked to his ex since the separation. We were supposed to get engaged once the divorce is finalized, but they both need to sign the papers or it could drag. I was worried that she wouldn't sign because from what I heard from my boyfriend's family, she was crazy about him and didn't want a divorce. Little did I know that it would come from him. I went with him to her lawyer's office where they would make it final, and I wanted to support him. She wasn't what I expected. She wasn't devastated like my boyfriend's family expected. She looked. Why does the family? That's how you know. It's always when they say that crazy bitch. You know she was not crazy. Anyway, she wasn't devastated like my boyfriend's family expected. She looked serene, beautiful, lovely, and totally over him. She had her hand on her very pregnant belly. She was she couldn't hide it. Damn, that sucks. She was pleasant to me, and but you could do like this is the time of 2024. You can do Zoom calls. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Look, she probably is not in a state where you can't get divorced while pregnant.
I know.
And she's just like, thank God it's finally happening.
But I'm just saying, like, if this really was a thing, well, we don't know because it's obviously lies. So, all right, sorry. Sorry. Like, basically, he's saying that he wanted children and, she's pregnant. So, did she actually not want children? That's what I was
Or
trying to
just
say.
some people just don't work together.
Or, yeah, like shit. I knew I didn't want to have my ex's baby. But as soon as I saw him, I was like, I'll be all right with that. And then here we are. So, anyway, she had her hand on her very pregnant belly. She was pleasant to me, and she basically knew who I was. She cared so little to even act like she didn't know anything about her soon to be ex and his girlfriend. She admitted that she knew through mutual friends and that she kept following his news. She was happy that he looked happy. My boyfriend was shocked. She asked how he was. Instead of answering her, he started yelling at her
Oh, there you go.
and shaking with anguish. He refused to sign the papers and told her he would make her life
Oh my
miserable.
god.
She was very distraught, but he told her to stop acting confused. She knew what she did. He left. He forgot that I was even there. He just left.
Bye.
I half apologized, but she said that I didn't need to. She apologized instead. Then her lawyer asked if he could drive her home because he didn't want her driving while shaking. He asked me if I needed a ride too. Oh, that's very kind of him. But I said that I would just take an Uber, but he insisted. That's very kind of him as well. Like, maybe he kind of just wanted to. I wonder. Anyway, let me just keep reading. But it is really nice that the lawyer, and you hear that they're always like cutthroat and stuff. But it's very refreshing to hear that someone who's supposed to be soulless drove someone home. Anyway, I found out that her partner was away on business and they've been together for almost 2 years. When I got home, I was exhausted. My boyfriend didn't call or text or anything. I called his mom and she said to give him time because he loved me and be patient. All these people are toxic, all of them, because he just needed time. But what time? This is Thursday. Today he came with breakfast and said that he needed time. I asked if he was signing the papers and then he said no.
Well, then what are we doing here?
Then that he didn't want to talk about it, but to trust him and that he just needed time.
Nah.
In other words, he doesn't want to discuss what happened with me.
Right.
Hell nah. And I see here there's an edit. I got her side.
Ooh, let's
hold
go.
Up. Hold up. It's like 5 minutes of Sapa and Frenny drinking at you. I had a long talk with her and she was crying all the time and saying how sorry she was about what happened. They were together since they were 19 and they both agreed that they didn't want children. They're both 40. About 4 or 5 years ago, she fell pregnant. He wanted to keep it, but she didn't. Their relationship deteriorated rapidly after the A word. According to her, he was very broken after, and she tried to make everything work. She loved him and didn't want to separate. He ended the marriage anyway because he said that he couldn't stay together with her anymore. For her, she too had trauma after the A word. Bro. When she fell pregnant with her new boyfriend, she decided that she couldn't do it again and decided to keep it even if the relationship was still very new. Her boyfriend seems very supportive, but she said that even if he wasn't, she made the choice to keep her baby even if the father didn't want to be a part of it. That was so strangely written. Or maybe needed a comma. Anyway, so in other words, her A word changed her as well as it changed my boyfriend. I will say, there's a lot of facets to getting one that like fucks you up. Like, it's not only traumatizing, um like I was under. I know I was under because I remember counting backwards and waking up. You know what I'm saying? But before I woke up, I heard the vacuum. It haunts. And I'm not saying I wanted that child. You know what I'm saying? I was too young. I was like 15, 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? But it's haunting the way that I can hear it. And I wasn't even awake. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's traumatic. That's all I was gonna say. And then your hormones fluctuating back and forth, and knowing that your marriage was ending on top of that, like, anyway. I believe her. She seemed very genuine. She said that she was happy that he had moved on and that she thought that I seemed great because she hurt him and he was always a great husband and partner and deserved someone great and amazing like him. Did he bring her there? Did he ask her to go there with
Yeah.
him? Did he ask her? She said she wanted to be
She wanted to
supportive.
support him, but like, she
But did
wouldn't
he
have gone
ask
unless
her?
he wanted her.
Right. Like, because if he asked her, I wonder if he was trying to flaunt his new girlfriend at
Oh,
her.
definitely.
And like, I don't even think she's registering that that's what he was doing. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, fucking embarrassing. Anyway, so she thought that he found someone great and amazing just like him. And I told her that my boyfriend probably thinks that she wanted children, just not with him. And she started crying. She said that she wouldn't blame him for thinking that, and that she doesn't know how she would make him believe that it wasn't the case. That when she had the A word and was regretful, she couldn't burden him with her trauma and tell him that because she didn't want to put more salt to the wound, that her regret came too late. I don't know. I feel bad for her and him. I want to understand that. Oops. I don't know. I feel for her and him. I want him to understand that things happen sometimes without it being sometimes someone's fault. She didn't reject him as a father to her children. Her experience with her own body is what changed, not her experience with him. Will he understand that and come to me? I love him and I want him to know that I have chosen him. Honey, this isn't even
Why-
about you anymore. This is about them.
Yeah, he's not over her. And also, why are you having to teach?
Yo, yay, I was right. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What did I even say? Yeah, he's not over her. And why are you, as a 30-year-old woman, having to teach a 40-year-old man to think about, like basically you're having to teach him empathy when you're 10 years younger than him? Like, why would you do that?
Why also would you want to be with someone who's ready to fucking inflict misery on an innocent bystander? And even if she wasn't innocent, she's an ex.
And why does, even if she wasn't innocent at all, if she did like the worst shit like he says, why would you not sign the papers? Why are you staying attached to this person? Why don't you want to be free to marry this new person you say you love? Like, if you had told me you're not divorcing your ex, I would have left you. Period. End of story. There's no negotiating that one. Like, why are we together? You don't want to leave your ex? Okay, I guess we're not together anymore. I don't know.
I begged Slappa to stay. He was like, I'm not going. Shit. You said you don't want to be with him, right? But anyway, there's.
She begged me to leave also. Don't listen to her.
I begged for a lot of things. I don't know what I want. Anyway. There's a reason. Somebody in the comments said, so the first comment, which I so rudely interrupted, and I
Yeah,
am
you're
sorry,
rude as hell.
was, about the lawyer and how kind he was. So obviously this was definitely an adverse reaction, but also, like, again, super exciting. This commenter says, there's a reason she didn't want to have a baby with him, and by his reaction and how he treated you, that surely tells you that he's not over her. He's using not signing as revenge. Do you really want to be with someone like that? And not only just that, like, how badly has he mentally abused this woman to make her think that it is all her fault? You know what I mean? Like, this is not her fault. There's something else. You know what I mean? And then, I don't know. I wish we had more. It's barely 5 days old, but holy jeez, I can't even believe this story that we just read. Like, that shit is crazy.
It's crazy.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, guys, that's pretty much it for this episode. For next week's episode, I wanted to do an oldie but goldie. I wanted to do that crazy that crazy mother-in-law story or mom story. It's like 10 parts long. I remember it took me ages and ages and ages to read it.
Oh,
And it was just like a psycho mom who
yeah.
stole the OP's husband, and they have brother cousins, brother
No.
grands, grand brothers, grand sisters.
Uncle Grandpa's?
Fuck. No, 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 because they would be the same age, so they wouldn't be.
They
Oh
would,
no, no, the OP had siblings, so it was
so
like
the siblings would be
brothers,
uncle brothers.
uncle brothers. Ugh. I want to read that one. So just know that there's gonna be an episode where we're just gonna read that one
Or
because it's
nephew
like,
brothers, depending, I guess, which order they came in.
well, if the mom had it, then that's a brother, but because her husband fathered it and they also have kids, they're brothers. So they're like double brothers? No, 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 brother brothers. Yeah, it would be brother brothers, wouldn't it?
Wait, I'm confused. So
So
the mom stole the husband, right?
the mom stole the husband,
So they would be.
and they had kids. The OP
They would.
and her husband also had kids.
Well,
These kids would be brothers to the OP, but the OP's kids would be siblings to these kids, half siblings. So they're like brothers.
I don't like it.
And that's why we're gonna read it. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. This was a very chaotic episode, and I'm so sorry for that. Actually, no, I'm not. It's been an emotional ride, and a lady is allowed to be emotional sometimes. Anyway,
Do you feel like this is more of like a video diary for you to vent about things?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be like a video diary. I want it to be a little bit of maybe some memoirs.
Some memoirs.
What's a memoir technically?
Where it's like an autobiography.
Right, but like you're also like, I feel like in a memoir it's like an overall lesson. So what would the lesson be? I
I
feel
don't think
like
I've ever read a memoir, so I don't even know.
I would like to know, what do y'all think of me and my weird stories and realizations? I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will catch y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.